Great breath. Good evening from the cozy corner of this beautiful fire in front of me, and the Buddha, of course, singing. This is Sun. It's been a little while since I done a YouTube video about the anomaly nobody, and I think it's time. Some of you have asked for it. So let us begin. The title for this new Anomaly Nobody video is The Opening of a New Aeon. Let me begin by giving a small explanation for those who are new and do not know who the Nobody entity being talked about here on this video is. As something as of yet is not so much well known for people to actually know. He's basically a character or a person who has been offered the world by the elite, but he has rejected such offer to do the work for humanity, a work for humanity requires. So he has rejected the world for something of greater value. The evolution of a suffering humanity. Or at least those are the rumors. He's often talked about in conspiracy forums and is now slowly extending to YouTube. I think he now even has a presence in the 4chan forums. He's often suspected that he interacts with people through the conspiracy forums and web and tells them the truth about reality. His charisma and magnetism is often unnatural to those that experience him or interact with him. Some imagine he is the one destined to transform all humanity. Often people think they are him also. Others simply imagine or wonder in endless threads in forums who and what he is. Some think he is an imagined character, others that he is a real person of flesh and bone. Some that he is God, some that he is the devil. I believe he is a real person, working behind the scenes and perhaps from his hidden location, changing the world, altering and preparing the current timeline before he fully interferes in it for the better. Perhaps our current weird global situation has something to do with him, altering world realities and consciousness behind the scenes. Other constant rumors are that the elite are in awareness of him also, not attempting to stop him, corrupt him, as much as making him join them. Anyway, that should give you a basic insight into who this character is. Now I will speak what I believe he is here to do, as I done in other videos. Let's begin with a beautiful quote that says like this. We must unlearn what we have learned, because a conditioned mind cannot comprehend the infinite. I'm not sure who wrote it, but it often points out into Yoda from Star Wars. Anyway, everything is transformation on this cosmos, and all things here also have a beginning and an end. For even the gods rise and may exist for the period that any particular culture that feeds them remains. But even these egregores will perish, and new gods rise up as the consciousness of mankind evolves into superior sophistication. That requires new ways of thinking to perform more complex expressions of reality. As gods fall, so the age is that they represent. The age that now we are entering will be unlike anything that has ever been, as through it We will become a space-age species. For this, one being that transcends the nature of what is imagined as God had to appear. One that could by this might end God and what is imagined as God, to open a new path for new ideas of self, reality and consciousness for civilization to evolve and survive. This new self could not be as the gods before, who manifested supernatural activities such as flight, walking, or walking on water. Such acts will be incorrect for an age of science and true technological progress, as they are defective manifestations of the unreal and imaginative minds of primitive societies of the past. For these gods were in essence the comics of that time. Therefore, one that could surpass the god or the gods of the past had to be human, perhaps too human. As now the gods of the past and their tales are left behind for the discovery of the natural powers endowed in every human being. As the gods are left behind not only by his influence, but by the discoveries and evolutions of this new brave world, he will gently guide you into the God within yourself, freeing you from thousands of years of dogma and control, of systems, religions, and nations built on their bases of ignorance, greed, and manipulation. Your collective global rhetoric seems to say that it will take an event of massive destruction, such as an asteroid falling, or a nuke exploding, or something that puts at risk your existence, for you to change the course of reality. The actual is that it will take in reality a mind and being that, along with overwhelming power, challenge your reality by simply being himself. How would you as a planet really act with someone who is truly unique? A human archetype never witnessed in your collective consciousness. I think his presence here on Earth will overwhelm you, and your entire mental and metaphysical precision will be shaken, with enough power for him to create massive global changes that you perhaps think as impossible. Imagine a world that, instead of waiting to be saved by saviors and messiahs, and understood that it is in us not only the power but the responsibility to change the world for the better. For as much as we can destroy, we can create. In this, he will show you that the one awaiting was to come was you, the people of Earth. That whatever change you want was possible since the beginning. He will teach you confidence and believe in yourself more than anything else. He is the last lesson before an eternity is open to you as a planet. In it, he will close the old Aeon and open the new one. He will summarize the knowledge of all ages and give you a new insight for a new conception also. The difference between him and all other so-called gods of the past is that he will proclaim nothing. He will not say he is the Son of God or that he was sent by God. For he comes from no God and is of no God. He comes from himself. And his powers are those powers endowed within all humanity. He is no one special, just a nobody. That by the virtue of his insensate work and merit, discover the true powers of a human being. To say that he is more than mere human will be a deception. By actualizing you as a planet, you will go from needing gods to come rescue you, to becoming your own God, with the powers that this new actualization endows. He will transform you from being a national from any particular country into a global citizen with cosmic grasp and consciousness. For you no longer be restrained by cultural constructs, but you yourself be able to reprogram your reality according to your true purpose. He will move you from wars, poverty, and ignorance into an evolved humanity, ready to begin its journey into outer space and the stars, your real home that awaits you. For the space is waiting, but it will only open to you when you are at last in the right state of consciousness, Only then would you be able to build the necessary insights in technology and vision to overcome the barriers that yet keep you bound on this planet alone. The greatest irony of all this is that it was always possible to do all this for you. You just did not believe in yourself enough to attempt it, for the awareness of your own divinity was stolen by deception. We conclude with one of my favorite quotes, this new Nobody video, which fits perfectly with this conversation about him. And it goes like this: everything we do, everything we are, rests on our personal power, if we have enough of it. One word is enough to change the course of our lives. If we don't, the most magnificent piece of wisdom can be revealed to us, and that revelation will make a damn bit of difference. Do you know that at this very moment you are surrounded by eternity? And do you know you can use that eternity if so you desire? Do you know that you can extend yourself forever in any direction and use it to take the totality of yourself forever in any direction? Do you know that one moment can be eternity? If you had enough personal power, my words alone would serve as means to round up the totality of yourself and get to the crucial part of it, out of the boundaries in which it's contained. From the book of Tales of Power of Carlos Castañeda. Now let's do one last breath. As we exhale the old ways, the old world, and the old age. As we breathe again, we breathe the new age, the new world. Thank you, and I see you next time. Goodbye, friends.